Open your hands, let them be filled with the light. Open your hearts, let them be filled with light. For there is a world that's waiting to heal, to feel your love. So share your love, share it with all. Can you hear the call? So open your eyes, let them be filled with the light. Let your words, let them be filled with light. There is a world that's waiting to hear your song of light. And as the moon shines through the night, just hold the world in light. So open your hands, let them be filled with the light. Open your hearts, let them be filled with light. For there is a world that's waiting to heal, to feel your love. So share your love, just share it with all. Can you hear the call? So open your eyes, let them be filled with the light. Let your words, let them be filled with light. For there is a world that's waiting to hear your song of light.
Om Shanti. Good morning. So today we are revising the Avyakt Murli dated as 5th of Feb 1977, and the title of the Murli is The Basis of Greatness. So you all read this Murli or heard this Murli a few days back, and as I was reading this Murli, I could feel that in the beginning, Baba kind of elevated us to a very high stage. He lifted us up by praising us, in different forms. If you remember, not just in the present form, but in the three aspects of time, Baba praised us that your eternal form is praiseworthy. Your last form, the end form in the end, that the angelic form is praiseworthy. And then Baba said, your present form is also very praiseworthy. So if you remember what praises he said, in the eternal form, he said, the praise of you souls is same as the praise of the Father, that you're the master, right? If he is the ocean of love, we souls are master oceans of love. So like that, and then in the original form, that's the deity form. So he kind of combined that the complete form, angelic form, has the same praise as the deity form, right? And those five qualities which we mention in the praise of the deities. But then Baba brought our attention to the present form, that the foundation to be laid is now at the confluence age for the entire cycle. Like how my future births are gonna be, that depends on what kind of efforts I make now in this present Brahmin life. And so Baba said this, and he just simplified it, and he said that Brahmin life means godly student life, right? So can anyone share, or would you like to share, what did Baba say about the Brahmin life? What is the foundation of this godly student life? This life is praiseworthy, but that praise depends on what? Anyone?
Om Shanti. Om Shanti, sister. A Brahmin life, Baba said about it means a godly student life. Second one who has the knowledge of God. He is a easy Rajayogi and he has all divine virtues.
Yeah,
And Brahmin is the world server.
yeah, very good, nice, thank you. Yeah, so Baba said that um, the present Brahmin life is the godly student life, and the most important thing in a student's life is the study. And then our study has four subjects. And then he said that's the foundation um, to claim this, completion or degree certificate from this godly university. And then, as brother rightly said, that the four subjects, he added a adjective to everything, not just gyan, but godly gyan, right? Godly knowledge. And then second one was not just yoga, but easy yoga. And then dharana of divine virtues, and then the world server. So just for us, to check how far have we reached in all of these four subjects. He gave us certain signs, certain qualifications through which we can see ourselves to what extent have I imbibed these qualifications in myself. So that is the foundation to claim the degree certificate. So the first one, as Baba said, is the qualification of one who has knowledge of the God. And for that, the qualification he mentioned was the main thing is that you will experience the stage of liberation in life. So I would suggest that just sit in silence for a minute and think on this. What does it mean to experience the stage of liberation in life now at this confluence age? Right? Because liberation will be in the land of liberation, and liberation in life will be when the soul goes in the golden age. But there will be no experience there in the land of peace and land of happiness. We will be in liberation in life, but the experience is now when we know what is life of a bondage. So we can understand the difference. So that's why Baba was saying that we need to we experience the stage of liberation and liberation in life now at the confluence stage. So what is that experience like? While living in this Kalyugi world, while performing actions, how can I experience this stage of liberation and liberation in life? What does it mean to you? Maybe just think for a minute, and then if anyone would like to share, you can share. Yeah, anyone?
Uh, that is to free ourselves from all sort of attractions and worldly desires. That is liberation, I guess. If I mean, in now this Brahmin life.
Yeah. And liberation in life? Would you like to say anything?
Oh, Shanti sister.
Liberation in life, possibly to experience that Satyug stage now.
So what's that stage? What do you think?
So we, I mean, we can come in the intoxication that we are going to become this Lakshmi and Narayan, seeing that Satyug, and then get intoxicated about it.
That feeling of intoxication, you mean?
That's right, yeah. Creating that feeling, I mean, looking at this, creating the beautiful thoughts about that we are going to Satyug and becoming Lakshmi and Narayan.
Okay.
That's my
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Anyone else?
Om Shanti sister.
Please.
I think if I just put it in simple words, be with God together and also enjoy that life of that feeling being with Him here on earth. It's not just more, I go to Paramdham and I be with Him. That's my mukti.
Yeah.
I'm liberated, bodiless stage. I just go up above and I'm there with Him. But that feeling, when I come down, it should not go off. It should not evaporate. That joy which I had with Him or there, I enjoy it on earth. So actually, this is the two Vardhan which only we Brahmins get. Because for every other soul, Baba says, Sabko mukti mil jayenge. Every child of mine on this earth, mukti is there. But for us, he explains the meaning of it now. Mukti is bodiless, going up, enjoying with Brahma in Paramdham, the silent world. But then coming down and enjoying that bliss, that Mangal Milan meeting here on earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is liberation in life. The meaning of this too now in the confluence age.
Yeah. Yeah. So to experience those feelings, right? Basically, if just to put simply, it's to experience no bondage, right? Because when we are in the land of peace, when the soul is in the land of happiness, when the soul is in heaven, then there's no bondage. Even while you're performing karmas, even while you're living in this world, no bondage. So there are different bondages, right? That's no bondage is liberation. So no bondage means nothing is pulling you, nothing is attracting you, as brother as well said. To experience that peace, to experience that joy, to experience that happiness in action, that's the stage of liberation and liberation in life, right? So, can I check in my life? Is there any bondage that's pulling me? That, that takes me away from that experience of liberation and liberation in life. It's not that we don't experience that stage. We experience, but we experience sometimes and sometimes we don't experience, right? We get entangled into the worldly course. So if I check myself, can I see any bondage that pulls me, that takes me away from the experience of that stage? You can again check yourself and make a note of it. What is that bondage? What is that thing that pulls me? Because there can be different bondages, right? Bondage of your body, bondage of your bodily relationships, bondage of different habits or sanskars. So any nature, any kind of sanskar I have that pulls me, bondage of the physical senses, the sensory organs. You don't need to share this, but we all just need to know for ourselves, right? What is that bondage? What is the reason that that is a bondage for me? Yeah, and we can, if you all can share something about the third question, that how can I do this, or what is the method or practice I need to adopt in order to become free from bondage? Like Baba has been talking in many of its murlis, how do I attain that stage? What practices, small, simple practices on daily basis. If I practice that for a long term, then you reach that stage. So what practices can you think of, or what's the solution? Like, how can I become free from bondage?
Being a detached observer.
To be a detached observer. Okay.
Also considering whatever is happening is Kalyankari. It is good, and whatever is happening is good, and whatever is going to be happening is also good. So being in that awareness.
Yeah, being in the awareness of the knowledge that Baba has given us. Yeah.
And coming into me and mine, that is also sort of a bondage.
Yeah, that's
Mine
the
and
main thing. Yeah.
so coming out of it is, yeah.
So how do you liberate yourself from that bondage?
So this me and mine is actually not my original sanskar or original habit, I would say. This is something belongs to Ravan, which I acquired it over a period of time here. So,
So
need
you
to
kind of counsel yourself like this and free yourself from that bondage. That's
right.
the method.
Yeah. So Srimad is the understanding what I mean, understanding that Srimad and then tightening ourselves with that. When we lose, that's when we kind of go, I mean, slipping out of it. See, it's like,
I can understand what you're saying.
yeah, it's like a hose. You're
Yeah.
trying to control it, and when the hose, when we don't tighten the reins, the hose will go according to its direction. So similarly, when we understand that we are not really going through the same upbringing, and we are actually losing ourselves there, we'll take it lightly sometimes.
And the easy method that Baba.
One method is to taking or considering that I'm a trustee here,
Yeah,
free from the bondage of mine and me.
yeah, yeah. That's a very nice practice to, like, brother, you were sharing about I and mine. As Baba gives this method that if I get trapped in this bondage of I and mine, when I realize that the bondage I'm experiencing, it's because I'm considering it as, I'm getting entangled in this I and mine. So easy well method that Baba gives that transform that I and mine. Who am I and who is mine? So when I shift my perspective from the limited one into an unlimited one, like Rakhi Ben is sharing, that become trustee conscious, then it's easy to liberate myself from that bondage, right? So this is one of the method, yeah.
Om Shanti, sister.
Yeah.
You know what I do? I like to really separate it. Come first. There were many things in the past, which really pulled me down, saying, oh, I was like this, I was like this. I used to call it as bondage of my past actions. It is so difficult because, bondage means what? Somebody just tying you with something. You're not free. You're just tied. So first in that, what can you do with your past karma? It's done, it's gone. I can do nothing. I cannot undo it. So what I did it, I said, see, Baba, it's very difficult for me to remove it. And I am going to take my thread and tie it with you. It is up to you to see that I am not pulled. That way I used to, any past karma, because suddenly if something happens, Baba says past karma. I used to do that. Secondly, this bondages of the body. See, everything what happens to my body, that's also a checking point when I fall sick or something, some part of my body is very nice, it's attractive, it really goes to that person and all. That even is a bondage. Why? Because I'm pulling that person over here towards some element of the body. How do I do it? Then I also go to relations, my daughter, my husband, my dad. That bondage also, it's just a replacement. Why we call it as bondage? Because too much of attachment, what happens? Moss gathers there. And I don't want moss to gather there because the water will not flow. But the very difficult one, which I'm still practicing, is bondage of the mind. I tell you, the mind, it's like a child. I can't even free it. It wants this, it wants that. It says, please. So that bondage of the mind is a real process. I think this is a practice which each one of us, we have our own unique way of releasing ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Bondage of the mind, in what form do you mean? I mean, is there negative thoughts for yourself?
Yeah. Take for example, you like something, like you like to go somewhere, and it's time waste. But the mind says, "Please, see, I would love to go for it," and I say, "No, see, we have better things to do. I've got no time." But it's a very sweet kind of bondage in my mind, and I don't like. It's not a sin. I feel it should be doing it, but still, I feel that somewhere I have let the mind loose. Because if I'm going to listen like a mother, listening to the sweet things of the child saying, please give me that. But no, what she says, no, this is that, this is that. So very sweet firmness, how to have with the mind, it's a kind of I would say battle, like a mother and the child. I think that sweet bondage of the mind is what really needs to, as far as I am concerned.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. I just came up with few methods we can adopt to experience this stage. And of course, there can be more, and everyone will have different suggestions for that. But the important practice which I felt is that, applying the three dots, Baba says, like it finishes all kinds of bondages. Bondage coming from the self, bondage coming from others, bondage coming from nature, bondage coming from the sanskars, or any bondage coming from the mind as well. So if I apply those 3 dots, 3 points that Baba says, no? I, the soul, point of light, Baba, point of light, and Rama, point. So when I'm practically able to use, apply these 3 points, then it's easy to feel free or feel liberated from the bondage. So practicing of the application of 3 points, 3 dots helps me to free myself. And the second thing I feel that when you're going to read today's Murli, you will see that Baba talks about giving blessings and receiving blessings, or giving pure positive vibrations to everyone. So no matter what happens, no matter what comes from the other side, if I generate that power within myself to give blessings to each and every soul every time, constantly, then again it's easy to not get into any bondage of my actions. So I felt this practice is also very nice, giving blessings and receiving blessings, where my aim is that, it's like a very determined thought, whatever comes, but I have to give that blessing. When this is my firm decision for myself, then it's easy to do. And the third practice, as Rakhiban was talking about, trustee consciousness. Yeah, Baba is available for us. So Baba kind of, he tells us that you use me. So whatever you feel, that's an easiest way. If you feel it's a bondage, it's a burden, then he says, I'm there to take it away from you. So burden or bondage, just think that Baba is present, and like he says, no, we offer ak flowers on Shivling on the path of devotion. So whatever that you cannot handle, or it's a burden for you, it's a bondage for you, hand it over to Baba. My experience is it comes back to you and you forget that you've given it to Baba. But then again and again, you keep giving it to Baba. And then there's a point that, yeah, it becomes firm, it becomes good that, yeah, you've given it to Baba. But yes, during the practice, it so happens that it comes back to you, but then you hand it over to Baba again. And the fourth practice, which I think is, sometimes there's bondage of service as well when you're in the field of service. So if I um, remain in this awareness that I am an instrument, I am the current har, and Baba is the Karavan har, then again my stage becomes of detachment, of humility, of being carefree, no worry, no stress. And this stage of being carefree, this stage of being humble, I think that's again experiencing the stage of liberation in life. This is what the deities will be like, right? Carefree, taking care of all the responsibilities, but still carefree. So when I practice this of being the Karan Har, being the instrument, and Baba is the Karavan Har, then to experience stage of liberation in life is easy. It's practical then. So I have just noted down these 4 practices that I do, but not always, sometimes, yes. But yes, when time to time we practice these things, it's easy to experience the stage of liberation and liberation in life. So as you all also gave your opinions and suggestions, that's also right. And we can think of more what we can practice or what methods we can use to become free from bondage. And then Baba says that Brahma Baba's life is an example in front of us. He had so many responsibilities, he did so many tasks, but he had so much love for everyone. So there was, and all kinds of actions he performed. But amidst all of this, he he experienced that stage. He was in that stage of kind of liberation and liberation in life while performing actions. So his life is an example for us to follow. So these few practices, I think helps us to experience this stage or claim this qualification of the first subject of knowledge. If anyone would like to add anything, you all can add.
The consciousness of Karan Karavan Har
Yeah.
is doing everything. I'm just an instrument.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, sister, actually, we can create thought, right? I'm just an instrument. It is Karan Karavan Har Papa is doing.
Mm. Yeah,
That also can, to some extent, free you from the bondage, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's the story of King Janak, right? He experienced being a king, he experienced liberation because he handed over everything. No? He became a trustee. So that's what Baba says, that when I become a trustee, when I become this become aware of this being an instrument, and Baba is the Karavan Har, then I can experience that carefree stage, that mm, being an emperor but carefree. So being a master but carefree. So that awareness of Karan Karavan Har. Mm. So moving on to the second subject, Baba was saying that the qualification of an easy Rajyogi is that he will be Yog Yukt and Yukti Yukt. So Yog Yukt and Yukti Yukt, if you see yourself an embodiment of this stage while living in this world, while performing actions, Yog Yukt and Yukti Yukt, then can you just try and see in silence, look at yourself, how does this form appear to you? When you're Yog Yukt and Yukti Yukt, how do you see yourself in that form, in that stage? Yeah. Anyone would like to say something?
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
Yeah, I usually practice this Yog Yukt and Yukti Yukt wherever, in most of the time, like we being in a family, this thing. So we do have so many problems when we deal with one and other, whether it is a servant or your husband or your children or your daughter-in-law, whatever it is. So this yukti, I usually take this subject. I usually adopt this method of yukti yukt. Whatever you say, do it in say it. युक्ति से कहना है, युक्ति से करना है, युक्ति से tackle करना है. So this is I really like this method.
Mhm. Yeah.
It is one's capacity to mold themselves according to the situation and then act more wisely and tactfully to get things from others. Also, we can unthought.
Yeah.
Yes, I think this is just art of speaking, art of talking, art of
Yeah.
doing the work.
Yeah. So that's yoga in action, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah. So, yeah, as
Uh,
the word itself says, Raj Yogi, it's to become your Raja, right? Master of your own self. So having that complete, as Baba says about the Raja, the king has the ruling power and the controlling power. So my senses, subtle senses, physical senses, I have complete control, complete accurate rule over that. Then I experience this stage of Yog Yukta and Yukti Yukta. That's the stage actually, that I'm the master of myself. That Baba says self-sovereign. That's what is Yog Yukta and Yukti Yukta, right? You don't just say anything. You don't just think anything. But you think what is according to Baba Srimad. You think what is beneficial for yourself and for others as well. So that's being Yogyukta and Yukti Yukta.
Uh,
Yeah.
like for me, it is Yogyukta is something I feel being more when I do in a stage of being connected with the Supreme Soul.
Yeah.
When something I'm just connected. If I'm in a situation, as somebody rightly said, at that moment, my mind cannot give any yuktis. So I go into connection yoga with the Supreme. Fine, there's a fog in front of me, Baba. So please give me that. So performing an action with the connection of the Supreme. Yes, but Yukti, I've always thought it to be, as somebody said, the art of talking. I find it used to be being shrewd, but the positive word is tactful, they say. Hitting a person on the head without driving the nail on him. But I find that Baba says it's incognito. For us, we should not use the word trying to make up to our speech or trying to make up to a thing, but it's really being an incognito approach towards a thing. So that's what even I try, not to be shrewd, not to be, that smart, not that smart kind of attitude, but an incognito approach. That's how I have changed the word yukti.
Yeah.
Sister, when I was reading one of Mama's book, in that I had come across where how she would deal with the people and all. Suppose there was some problem with a person, she would first appreciate. She would appreciate all her the virtues and then come down to her main this thing, what exactly what the problem is, or how she should make up. So that was also a yukti, no?
Yeah.
Doing yeah. I mean, I'm not able to converse it properly, but
No, I
still.
get you. You mean to say that first you appreciate and then elevate yourself
Yeah.
to it, kind of.
First
And
appreciate that person, then
yeah.
at the last sentence would be her what correction need to be done. So this method I usually adopt each and everywhere. And just now I came back from Dublin where my son is staying. So there also I did the same with my daughter-in-law. And it was such a happy family, very nice. So I really loved Baba's teachings. I put all the Baba's teachings there. The family was very happy, like, very peaceful family.
Yeah, that's what Baba does with us as well, no? When he begins
Yes,
the Murli, you see, in the beginning of the Murli, Baba elevates our self-respect by praising us so much. And then
yes, yes,
immediately he will bring our attention to what we need to do now, what we need
yes,
to correct or where we can improve. So
yes, yes.
that's
And
a way of,
one more thing I want to share, sister. See, I have seen so many families, like, I mean, we are into family. So they have their son, daughter-in-law, and everything. But the people who are in Gnan, in Baba's Gnan, their family is really very peaceful. Absolutely, there might be so many problems, but it looks as though there is no problem in this family at all. Yeah, that is Baba's knowledge.
yeah, like Girija Ben was sharing, even I too experienced that. Uh, just invoke Baba and then you perform whatever action you need to do. And that's kind of, um, you know, using his potential then in action. So the thing which we were talking about, Karan Karavanhar again, that's being Yogyukt and Yukti Yukt, like using Baba or his energy, his powers in whatever you do. So that's being an embodiment of this stage or having a qualification of this second subject. And like Baba says, you're the master of your mind, master of your senses. Then nothing will go in vain. No waste thoughts, no waste talks. So experiencing that stage. but we all experience obstacles in this effort. So, what are the obstacles you feel that come your way in attaining this stage? What do you think? You can always easily stay yogi yukta and yukti yukta?
When my number with Baba isn't working, dial, Baba is not there. Try. And I said, Baba, are you so busy? Please come down. Where Baba says, okay, come at Amrit Vela. I sit and come. So that's what I feel the basis for even tying to God is that discipline, Brahmin discipline is absolutely necessary, which he has put. It's not, we should not think it to be a set of rules. What if I don't get up at 4:30? Okay, he's got his own rule. He knows what to do. There are so many people getting up. So little part, I think, a lapse in my discipline. But constant is not just an Amrit Vela, getting up, putting on the commentary, listening to the Murli, coming back. No. Constant, like at every minute as, hey, come here, where are you going? Calling to Baba. I think that's what is needed. If when he's not there, somebody comes and pulls me down. That's the obstacle.
Yeah.
The number doesn't work at times.
Yeah, very nicely said. Even I had this thought that if something comes in between me and Baba, then that's the obstacle. So I don't allow that space for anything else. Right? That's the effort or that's the attention I need to pay on myself. Anyone else would like to add anything?
Another thing is when we spend our time, right, or daytime or day-to-day work, when we have to do some sort of a task where we engage our mind and intellect longer time with something else, and then we kind of try to wind up and then go back and do meditation. There also will have problem connecting Baba and experiencing Baba, because as you have done so much of other stuff, that's going to influence you in your yoga, where you may not get that good experience.
And sometimes some things overpower you, kind of. If my stage is weak, or I succumb to something, some form of Maya, then that's the obstacle, right? Yeah, okay. Let's move on to the third one.
Sister, but for people like you, Sharmila Behan, you don't have anything coming in the front. A sister just shared about what she did with her family. I think that was a very unique experience, because most of us are householders and we face this.
Yeah, so you think we don't have any problems or anything, nothing comes in our way?
No, I don't mean that. I mean, you are so connected with that thing. See, listen to her. For us, I've got to please so many relationships. As she rightly said, she went to her daughter-in-law's house. I want to get from her, did she have any time, any obstacle when her yuktis were not going clearly? Because that is what today's practical. It was a lovely point which I heard. That's what we need. Baba said, make your family into swarg first before going and creating swarg outside. Make your people happy, at least to whatever. So if she could just say, did she receive any obstacle at any time?
Absolutely no, sister. Actually, there were some, like, after a long time, I was with my daughter-in-law. After marriage, she went away. Then there were so many problems, but still I just thought these are all very silly problems. Actually, totally, she's a very good human being. Let me handle her. So I just did a bit of yoga, and each and every small problem also, it got solved so easily with this yukti being in yukti art of I mean, they really appreciated, in fact, my son really appreciated. He said, Mommy, you have handled it so well. And I said, Beta, not only in the family, even in your office also, you can do the same thing. If he was very much upset with his boss, and because it was almost, he had a project which it was almost like launching the Chandrayana, right? So, and from day and night, he was working hard and it was not getting connected. So I just told him, and his boss, there are so many jealousy people, right? So I said, don't think that they are jealous. Just see good things in them, and just see that your this thing is getting successful and all. Just visualize it. So everything was done very successfully. Everything happened, went off very well in the family with my daughter-in-law, without any this thing of word arguments or anything. I could handle it because of Baba's being a Baba student. Thanks to Baba.
Mm. Yeah, and I think this small practice of looking at the virtues in everyone.
Yes.
Baba says, no, Hare ki Visheshta dekhni hai. So when you see these virtues in everyone, then it's easy to have this attitude. Otherwise, if you see their sanskars, if you see their negativity, then we tend to go into complaining mode, and then the yoga is
Yes.
disconnected.
Yes, sister. And especially in the family, your husband mentality is different, sons is different, daughter-in-law is different, other sons is because we were all together. But I could handle it very well and in a very peaceful way. And I really made that house a heaven. I mean, Baba made me. uh, with the help of Baba, I could make that house a heaven. Thanks to Baba.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, so the third subject, Baba said that the inculcation of the divine virtues, and the qualification for that, one key word he gave is contentment, that you yourself remain content and you make others content as well. So just a checking point here, that in my life, am I content, or is there anything yet unattained? Superficially, I would say, no, I've got Baba, so nothing is unattained. But really deep within yourself, you need to go and check that, is there anything I still want in my life? It can be anything, expectations in relationships, anything. So how do I deal with it? How do I solve that? Yeah.
Sister, can you repeat this question?
Yes, so the question is, Baba said the qualification of this third subject is to be content. You are content and others are content. Like Baba usually talks about 3 certificates of contentment. I am content with myself, Baba is content with me, and people around me are content with me. So contentment on these 3 levels. So do I always remain content, or is there anything yet unattained in my Brahman life? Do I want anything? So it's for yourself actually. Like
Sister,
I've
the
given
most
this.
important thing which we have is we are the best. Nothing is wrong with me. I have everything. Nothing. I'm perfect. But the main thing, I don't find that in others. Why? I don't know if you remember when we were young, there were 2 principles which were taught: a black dot in a white paper. We have that habit. Whatever may be the perfection, we look the black dot. Or the second one is seeing a glass half full. I never used to like these 2 principles. I said, pour water in it and make it full. Erase it, you've got so many removers and all remove. I think self, I always think, oh, mere paas sab kuch hai. Mere paas kya kam hai? Oh, that person. I think that is what is I'm lacking and all. I think so many physical supports or so many things one can do it. But the thing of seeing that same thing in others, these two principles bring it down.
Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Anything else? So I've mentioned a few signs here. I feel like if like there are divine virtues in action, which means you are full of all the treasures. You're cheerful, as Baba says, no? The one who is content will remain cheerful. And nothing there, it's not that there won't be any problems. Problems will be there, but you don't experience them as problems. You focus on the solution. So that's my stage of, having a good stage kind of in the third subject. When I'm an embodiment of solution, when I can easily put a full stop. I like this what Baba says, no why, no what, but put a dot. So why this person is doing this, what has happened, this shouldn't do, he shouldn't do this or that. But put a dot, that's drama. So that's again virtues in action, right? Dharna. So if I'm content, then I can do this. If I expect something, if I want something, then it's difficult to put a full stop. Like you were talking about the family, no? If I'm not content, then I can't put a full stop easily to my thoughts. Like I will keep on thinking, and then I know that okay, I shouldn't think this, I shouldn't do that, but it's difficult to put a full stop. So that's why where Baba says being full of all the virtues and treasures, and then use them at the right time. No, you want to say anything?
Sister, I would like to. Very sorry, I've been talking again and again. But I really had very good experience. 2 months I was in Dublin. I just came back. This is my first class after coming back. So I really had very good experience. As you said, putting a full stop. I went there. Usually, we come from basically from a Brahmin family. Like we have lot of pujas, vrats, and all. So, and you know that vrat and all, it needs lot of this thing. सब कुछ तैयार रहना पड़ता है, and you kalash, kilish, वो सब. Though maybe I am into this institution, but not my children, right? So I have to do my yoga, this thing, and according to that, and I have to follow what my husband says, right? So when I went there, आते ही घर के सामने तोरण, we usually put तोरण, no Toran. And it was such a big puja, Varma Lakshmi Vrat and everything. No kalash, no betel leaves, no this thing. So everything one by one, I just kept on, let go, full stop, let go, full stop. Just did yoga. So everything went off so smoothly, even without flowers or betel leaves. All the puja was so successful. The food was cooked in Baba's this thing. Everything was very successful, sister. And so much thankful to Baba's knowledge. Oh God. Really, tears start rolling down from my eyes when I keep telling all these things, you know. I just made them aware of those two mantras, like, you know, let go, like both son and daughter-in-law, kuch, kach, they would keep on doing. So I just told both of them personally, I just appreciated. Then I said, just follow two mantras, let go, let go. So by the time after 2 months, when I was about to leave, everything was so peaceful.
Power to let go, power to put a full stop, power to just accommodate. Mhm. Yeah.
Yes, right.
Okay, shall we move ahead? The last subject, Baba said, being a world server, and then we all know these qualities of a server, right? A server is one who is humble and tireless, altruistic, incognito, merciful and benevolent towards everyone. So the question here is for myself, like each one can think for yourself, what is my role as a world server? What do I do as a world server? I mean, to what extent I have claimed this qualification of being a world server? Like sometimes Baba says, no, are you still struggling? Or if you keep on struggling for yourself, then when will you listen to the call of the world? So, what is my stage in this subject? If I can check for myself. Anyone would like to share?
Just to humorously put it, the whole world are my sons, the whole world are my daughter-in-laws, the whole world is my family. Everyone I'm going to change it into paradise. I think instead of looking from the keyhole, I'm just going to blow the door open and run down to the world to share the change.
And like you all were talking about family, so I just remembered that Baba says, you say that you're a world server, so can't you serve souls who are close to you? Sometimes we do mansa seva, we we feel that we are radiating vibrations of peace out into the world, but then we are not peace in our close relation. We are not at peace in our close relationships. Sometimes that happens as well, right? So when I remind myself that if, like Baba reminds us, if we can serve the world, can I not serve these souls? If with some people I don't get along well, can I not serve them? Can I not be merciful and benevolent towards them? Like somebody mentioned, no, charity begins at home. So it starts with the self, it starts with my family. Yeah, so these were the 4 subjects Baba talked about, and very beautifully he gave us the qualifications. So kind of a mirror Baba has given us in this Murli, that the foundation of Brahman life is the study, the 4 subjects, and what are the qualifications, on what basis can I know that I am eligible to claim this certificate or this degree of this godly university. So Baba had posed this question at the end, that check yourself to what extent you are eligible to claim this degree certificate. So we all can see for ourselves like where we stand in this study, in these 4 subjects. And then Baba said that that's the basis of greatness in all the 3 aspects of time, in past, in present, and future as well. So thank you everyone. Nice sharing.
Sister, I just want to tell you one thing. The Tower of Peace meditation, which is going on in Madhuban now every evening. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful service with Mohini Ben. I think if we tune into that, it's just nice.
Yeah. Anyone else? So, okay. Okay, let's just have a minute of silence and then we can finish. Today is a very special day, first day of Navratri and first Baba meeting, no? Meeting with Baba of this season. So I just wish you all that have a nice day, have a nice meeting with Baba. You all have a very good start of the day. So of course, there will be, you will experience that presence of Baba throughout the day. Just a minute of silence. remember Baba and invite Baba. Om Shanti. Thank you, everyone.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sharmila. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a wonderful day and happy Baba Milan to all of you.